Hey there, my name is JC Pohl. I'm from a company called Teen Truth, and we've been working in schools for about 15 years, doing assemblies and leadership summits, all based around giving students a voice. And there is one thing I can tell you with absolute certainty from visiting over 1,000 campuses in the last 15 years, is that you, class of 2020, are an amazing class. One thing I have seen on the road about your class in particular is you are always so willing to make a difference and be that difference in life and on campus, and I've seen it with my own eyes as I've traveled the country. So I am honored and privileged to be here with you today. I wish it was under different circumstances, but I know with the COVID crisis, us coming together today to celebrate all of your hard work and everything that you've put forward is just so important. And I know there's probably been some hurt, there's been some pain, maybe there's even been some anger over around some of the things that you're missing, some of the things that have been canceled, some of the changes you've had to go through during the COVID crisis. And trust me, that isn't lost on me. But the reason I was so excited that your school asked me to offer you this commencement speech is because I believe in crisis, there's great opportunity. In difficulty, there is great opportunity for growth. For those of you that don't know Teen Truth, we actually started as a creative response to the Columbine high school shooting. All right, so many years ago, when that shooting happened, we really felt that no one was giving students a voice around the issue. And long story short, as young filmmakers, we ended up giving 5 kids cameras and making a movie called Teen Truth, where we got this inside look into bullying and school violence. We went on to make a film on drugs and alcohol abuse. We actually made a 3rd film on body image and self-esteem. And in fact, we made a 4th film on parenting and family communication. And ever since then, we have been working every single day to visit schools across this country, empowering student voice and building school culture through our assemblies, our leadership summits, and our staff trainings. And so the reason I think that's so important to sit with you today on is because I understand that this is a crisis. I understand there is tragedy and sadness and hardship right now. But I'm wondering what opportunity and what positive momentum might come out of this crisis for you. Because newsflash, as you move on in your career, you're going to move on to different parts of life. Some of you might go on to college, some of you might join the armed forces, some of you might get to work right away. But as you take these steps forward, these will be the first steps that you get to take yourself. And so what are some of the things that I've learned in my path with Teen Truth as a filmmaker, as an entrepreneur? Is that we need to be focused on a few things as we take these steps. And the first thing that I think that we should be focused on is finding our purpose in life. You know, I've worked dead-end jobs before. I've waited tables. I've done that hard work, working in a video store or working in a cubicle. I'll tell you, some of those jobs are not very fun. You sit there waiting for that 5 o'clock bell to go off so you can go home. But once Teen Truth started, once I got to start visiting schools, once I started seeing this idea of empowering student voice, making a difference in the lives of students, suddenly I had a purpose. Suddenly I was making an impact. And I tell you this with absolute certainty. I feel like for the last 15 years, I haven't had a job. So if you want to enjoy the next 15 years of your life and the 15 years after that and the 15 years after that, ask yourself, how do I find my purpose? The other thing that I feel is so important that I've learned running this company, Teen Truth, is that you've got to be able to pivot. All right, you've got to be able to make changes. You know, Teen Truth started as a filmmaking company. Our goal was to make films. But that industry changed, a lot of things there changed, and we had to pivot. And we started working in schools. And we started doing an anti-bully program around our films. And then we had to pivot again, and we had to turn it into a school culture program. And then we had to pivot to mental health. And now we're having to pivot through the COVID crisis. We've got to be open to change. We've got to be open to movement. And I feel that that's an important lesson for you to remember as you go into your future endeavors. Okay, gone are the days of our grandparents when they sat in a factory and did the same job for 45 or 50 years. You're going to have many different jobs over the course of your life. You're going to be forced into changes. You're going to want changes. So be excited about the pivot. And the last thing that I'm really hoping that you can get excited about as you graduate here is just you've gotta learn to produce. You gotta learn to produce. What do I mean by that? You gotta be able to sell. You gotta be able to sell yourself, sell your ideas. You gotta be able to pull things together. You've gotta be able to generate happiness, generate a career, generate money, go out on your own and produce. Whether that is in school, whether that's at work, I hope that you can take a message away from our time together that you are in control of your future. And if you find your purpose, if you're willing and able to pivot throughout your life, and if you always keep that idea in mind that I'm a producer, I'm making content, I am building my life, just like we did as filmmakers. I've got to sell, I've got to push things forward. I believe that you will always be successful. And that is the message I want to leave you here with today. My hope is for you as you graduate that you go on and have an amazing time in school, in life, in work, whatever it is that you're going to do. And if there's anything that I can do to help support you in this effort, feel free to reach out. You can find me at teamtruth.net, or you can find me across social media. But I just want you to know that I'm rooting for you, I believe in you, and I hope that this difficult time right now opens up a ton of opportunity for you down the road.